Welcome back to the show. We're going to talk about the XRP ledger and some news about use case on the XRP ledger. We're going to talk about a financial giant's confessions, and man, is that nice to hear. Central banks nearing CBDC launch, and Ripple versus SEC a case management filing. Maybe hints of a settlement in there. We're going to talk about that. And there's a secret weapon for XRP price explosion once this case is out of the way. And we're definitely getting into that. Let's roll this beautiful intro. Here we go.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradley above at the top of the screen and everything that we're talking about here today. Let's go ahead and get into this. 1.4 plus almost 1.5 trillion for the market cap of cryptocurrencies as a whole. That's impressive. I do want to remind people out of that let's call it 1.5. It's just under, but let's call it 1.5 for simple math here. We're 917 billion for market cap on Bitcoin. Now that leaves roughly a little under 600 billion for the rest of the crypto asset space. There are over 8,484 cryptocurrencies in this space currently. So that means there's 600 billion roughly, 580 plus, that are floating around for the rest of the 8,483 cryptocurrencies. Let's just take a look at price really quickly. $49,476.44. Will this be the day that Bitcoin hits 50,000? I think we're close. Shout out to Phil. You're bad to the bone, my brother. Ethereum, $1,801.64. Wish I had 1,000 or so of them. Cardano crushing it at 89 cents. And we're looking now at XRP at 54 cents, 0.5439. We're up 19.44% on the 7-day, and we are off today by more than 4%, down 4.40. I do want to point out Polkadot, which is sitting at $30.18. Breaking news on this one, I Trust Capital, the best crypto gold silver IRAs going in the market, are offering Polkadot as a choice for investment. So make sure you check that out. And I Trust, there's links in the description and the comment box. Let's get on to fiat links right now. Just looking at the price because it's been falling and pulling back, sagging, if you will. That's for big skinny. 54 cents, 0.5480 right now. We're ranging between 53 and 58 cents. Let's keep an eye on it. We know we need to be in that 62 to 70 cent range for us to set the stage to hit that 80 cents dollar mark. So we'll keep an eye if we get back in that range. One thing I wanted to point out here, and this is something that I talk about a lot on the channel. It is not, as anything I talk about is not financial advice, but my perspectives and my approach on the space. And we see that the top wallet is now at 7 wallets, more than 1 billion XRP. There's more than 7 wallets that have more than 1 billion XRP in them, totaling almost 12 billion XRP collectively between those 7 wallets. And the mantra and the philosophy, one of the tenets of the philosophy I use as investing in any space is that I consider what I do is to stack my pennies next to the powerful and the elite's dollars. And that's what I see here. I see this here. Again, it's not financial advice, but this is what I see. I see the largest wallet getting bigger while everyone else is concerned about the uncertainty and the lack of clarity in the space. Well, my personal approach is if they're not concerned, I'm not either. And if they're filling their bags, I am too. Everybody's got their own decision to make, however. All right, looking right here, San Francisco-based crypto exchange Coinbase, an anonymous crypto whale, and a few others trading platforms have shifted a staggering 425 million XRP coins. You caught me. No, that's not it. But what I will say is that I never know what this really all means. I only take this in a macro way when I see these large position moves of XRP, and I just say to myself, well, they must be planning for something pretty big to happen not too long from now, because somebody sees a need for 425 million XRP to be moved, whether they bought it for themselves or whether they plan on using it down the road. Looking at this, XRP is a good diversifier as its correlation with Bitcoin has dropped to a 3-year low. Now, this is an excellent point by XRP Crypto Wolf, and shout out to XRP Crypto Wolf, Michael Val 5 links, Bob XRP.com, X-Men XRP, and Bearded Heretic, and DJ Peter Vass, and Jesus Tejero, and everybody else, Bond Crypt, and so many others. I know I'm missing some, but you guys are all wonderful, and I really do appreciate each and every one of you. So this is a great point to make, because, ultimately we do want to see XRP decouple from correlating with price, right? We don't want to see that. We want the asset to be so deep with utility and liquidity and volume on the network that there's no way that Bitcoin or any other asset could influence a shift in where the price would move. So very good point from XRP Crypto Wolf. Looking at this, I say expanding use case here. Ripple-backed XRP Ledger Labs team claims that non-fungible tokens, NFTs, are possible on the XRP Ledger. In the coming weeks, a report for NFT possibilities on the XRP Ledger will be released by XRP Ledger Labs. More use cases coming to the Ledger. Now, this may have always been, and they're just now highlighting that fact. I'm not sure of which that is, but it's exciting to me because you want to see many, many use cases, no matter how significant or insignificant you feel they are, as these things, as these digital assets and payment networks open up to serve the rest of the world, whether it be back-end financial institutions or consumer-to-consumer products, I think that is where we see what Chris Larson refers to as the Cambrian explosion, right? Is when all cylinders are firing, the clarity for what these assets are, from XRP to all cryptocurrencies, is clear in a way, no longer a discussion. We're going to see some massive explosions, I believe, in price, and that's not all we're talking about today, too, so hang in there. Daniel Pinto, co-president of JPM Morgan Chase, has admitted the finance giant says we'll have to be involved in cryptocurrency. Oh, I love it. I hope you don't let Jamie Dimon hear this. Oh, it just feels good. It feels good because this is the reason I talk about the market cap of the collective space of crypto, right? Is because we understand that this is no longer something they can ignore. We're almost $1.5 trillion for the crypto space as a whole. We're almost $1 trillion just for Bitcoin. Right. So, this is to the point now that these large legacy firms, investment banks, can no longer ignore where we actually are. And it's very good to see. All right. Now, Central Bank of Canada, we covered this the other day. This is just a reminder on that central bank front. It says they could accelerate their national digital currency plans due to the pandemic. So head on a swivel here. I have a sneaky suspicion that when we get clarity in this space, and we're about to talk about the case management filing that came in late yesterday and what we could take from that. When we get the clarity in this space, I would say head on a swivel here, because I think these central banks, most of them, are further along than we even know. Now, this is from Michael Val 5 links. Counsel for the parties have met and conferred and have previously discussed settlement. Do not believe there is a prospect for settlement at this time. So yesterday was the case management filing for Ripple and SEC case, and it says here in the prospect for settlement, counsel for parties have met and conferred and having previously discussed the settlement do not believe there is a prospect for settlement at this time. Not exactly breaking news to us. We think we knew that. However, the parties will promptly notify the court if any settlement in principle is reached as to any defendant. And it goes on to say here, defendants agree with the statement, but note that previous settlement discussions took place under a previous administration and were principally with relevant division division directors who have since left the SEC. So this is pretty much the strongest thing to find out of this, I think, for all of us wanting to know where we're going here, is that it seems that, Ripple has basically stated that, the talks that were going on, the settlement discussions were with the previous division leaders from the SEC, Jay Clayton and his crew, and it leans into the idea that we're willing to go back to the table and talk with the new leaders that come in to head, which will be Gary Gensler and anyone else that follows. So that gets exciting because I think it leaves the door open for us to get some kind of resolution. And, we've been seeing a lot of motion by Ripple across the globe, whether it's expanding in the APAC region with SBI and their efforts there, because they're obviously an early partner with Ripple and R3. And many other things that we've covered with companies and banks and financial institutions preparing to set the stage to use XRP around the world. Brad Garlinghouse has reminded us that, 95% of their customer base is outside of the United States anyway. Right. So this here is an article. Shout out to Leonidas and XRP Arcade. I think you can support his page, actually, if you go there and want to show a little support. This is an article from a fireside chat that went on last year, and it was a really great fireside chat. And in that conversation, Marcus Treacher had made the comment and spoke about the fact that Ripple coverage could global coverage by mid-2021 and plug MoneyGram's cash payout to RippleNet this year. Now, to me, that is exciting because we have been seeing the things. We've been covering here that Ripple has not let this case in the United States stop their efforts. You see the hirings that you see from senior hiring manager to work with central banks. You see all kinds of these new hires coming out to keep pressing forward with the plan and the goal. And I think it lends itself to a secret weapon that we find when we dig into this. Do you remember last summer when we covered in a new law, the U.S. Consumer Protection Bureau, Financial Protection Bureau, named Ripple and XRP as a potential game changer that could fundamentally transform the remittance market? The U.S. Consumer Financial Protection Agency cited that Ripple and XRP could be used to effect settlement for cross-border banks between banks and credit unions. Don't believe it, it's still true. Now, I believe that we are looking at the potential for some kind of settlement with the new leader coming in, Gary Gensler, to the SEC, who has been very casual and very open about the fact that he sees XRP as an unregistered security. I don't think whatever they come up with will harm the full-scale intended use of the asset. Now, will it change the way you and I cash out or whatever? Maybe so. But at the end of the day, I don't believe it'll harm how the asset works, right? And I certainly believe we will be able to continue to hold the asset. It's my speculation, but I do believe that. Okay, now, looking at this, we have to understand if we get the clarity we need in a settlement here, and we're free and clear, and this conversation is no longer valid. Think about the fact that this law has already been passed and this rule been made effective by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, by the way, which is an enforcement agency. If they thought that Ripple or XRP was nefarious or illegal in any way, they would have never, ever made this rule effective, including Ripple and XRP. Let's take a look. It's on page 38 here. It says, as well as citing Swift's GPI solution, which I think we all understood that most banks are already working with Swift, and the Global Payment Innovation Tracking product helps increase the amount of upfront information available to sending institutions. However, full disclosure, Swift GPI is still a payment solution, not an instant settlement solution. For that, they have to work with either R3 or work directly with Ripple. So one or the other here. And we know that Swift is already partnered with R3, and we know indirectly they have the ability to settle with XRP through R3 and the Corda platform and the Corda settler. So indirectly as it is, it's all tied together. All right, so which can increase the upfront information available to sending institutions and expansion of major payment card networks, capacity to support cross-border payments, the continued growth of fintech non-bank remittance transfers, providers, and their further expansion into partnerships and other relationships with banks and credit unions, which allows such entities to tap into the closed network payment system that non-bank remittance transfer providers have developed, which is citing people like Ripple and XRP. It says, and the continued growth, expanding partnerships of virtual currency companies such as Ripple, which offer both a payment messaging platform to support cross-border money transfers, as well as proprietary virtual currency XRP, which can be used to effect settlement of those transfers. This rule has been made effective since last summer, July 21st, 2020. It is waiting in the wings. And as soon as we have some kind of effective settlement, I believe you're going to see that become a huge catalyst because the door is already open. And I think you're going to see a massive explosion in price because there is nothing holding it back that I can see at that point. And it is clear for takeoff for the banks and credit unions to access Ripple and virtual currency XRP to affect those settlements and transfers. That's going to do it for me. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. This is getting really, really good, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you leave a comment below and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Check out all the links in the description box and the comments section. They are trusted, vetted links of products and services I use each and every day. And I'll catch all of you on the next one.